In the studio with Marcus Matthews of Wino, Wisconsin. Welcome to the playlist.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
That was an awesome set.
Thanks.
How does it feel?
It feels great. This was a lot of fun.
Tell me about the sound of Wino, Wisconsin. What are you going for? What kind of influences are in there?
Well, Greg, the other singer and guitar player, and I have been playing together in rock bands for about 20 years, and we've done a lot of different things actually. Some electronic music, some funk, soul music, and for our latest project we just wanted to play in a really noisy, fun rock and roll band. There's only like a handful of bands in Duluth that do that anymore, so we thought there was a void perhaps that we could fill, and that's why we ended up sounding the way that we do. Then when we met Heather and Scott, obviously that sort of raised the stakes somewhat too. They're thunderous rock and roll players, so it really gave us the sound we were looking for.
Did they raise the stakes or raise the volume?
Both. You can't be lame with those two because they play in American Rebels, they play in Batteries, they play in other really good rock bands, and Greg and I didn't want ours to be the band that they were horrible in. So, I mean, they have reputations to protect. So, whereas Greg and I are of low character, so it doesn't really matter for us. But
How long has Wino been together, and where does the name come from?
We've been together for about a year and a half, I guess. Year and a half, 2.5 years. I don't know, Karen. The time flies. But the name comes from a band that Greg had previously with Matt Milinkovich from Cars and Trucks and Amy Abst, who people know, and some other folks. And when we were putting this band together, we couldn't find a name that we liked for the rock band. And I remembered that Greg had a band called Wino, Wisconsin before. And that he had come up with the name so we wouldn't get sued or anything. And I thought it was really cool. And so we went with Wino, Wisconsin.
Who is writing the music? Where does that come from?
Greg and I write the songs. Scott and Heather make them better. Greg will bring in something, I'll bring in something. Usually we come to my place. I have a little mini studio at my house, and Greg and I will record a demo and bring it to the others, and then we'll sort of let them breathe life into it and see where it goes from there.
2 more questions.
Shoot.
One, do you prefer live or recording?
Live. Well, that was a kind of knee-jerk reaction, Karen, I'm not going to lie. I should have thought about that more carefully before answering. They're completely separate things, and they're both are enjoyable in entirely separate ways, which I know is a totally cop-out answer, but I'm more sort of artistically gratified by the recording process and the writing process than I am about playing live, because usually that's about making as big a racket and drinking and other things. So I guess I like that both things are part of the process. It works out good for me.
I understand there's a full-length EP out or ready to be released. Tell me where that is.
We have one song that's available on bandcamp.com right now. That's Banjo, we played earlier tonight, that we recorded with John Farrell here in Duluth. But we recorded a 9-song record with Rich Mattson up at Sparta Sound. It's all done, and we're going to get some vinyl press this year and hopefully have that out in the summer or early fall.
Marcus, Wino, Wisconsin, all the best to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks, you guys.